And we are live.
Hockey Nation fans, welcome back to another edition of the Hockey Nation Live Show. This is your host, Coach Francis, directly from the booth, and we have to go all the way to the West Coast to find our co-host, the only one, Michael Vivelleno.
How's it going, Pierre?
You have a big smile on your face. Today is Monday, first of all. Secondly, you Red Wings beat the Florida Panthers yesterday, a score of a 4-1. I have to give credit. I did not watch a lot of game of them, maybe three or four so far, but for what I saw, I believe it's the best game of the Detroit this year overall. Thomas Greiss played a solid game in front of the net. He got over 34 shot, I believe, during the game, but he was really there all the time. And then Panthers did a lot of turnover, gave away puck on the defensive side, defensemen. Just give you an idea, the goal of Smith, Bobby Rand took the puck under the stick of Kate Yandel beside the net, and then he passed to Smith, score. But again, at the end of the day, we have to give credit to Detroit. And I think overall, compared to Ottawa, they always been in the game. Most of their 12 game, I think they are 3-9-2, maybe 14 game they play so far. I think most of the game they was there. I think they don't have a lot of blowout compared to Ottawa.
Not crazy. It's not fun watching them usually. What was interesting was that Mantha was out and Bertuzzi was out, and it got Smith back in, which I've been saying since the beginning. They need to play this guy. They need to play Rasmussen. Stop playing the old guys. Glendening was out, and they're so much better. Fabry came back. Zadina came back. So you see that really helped. I didn't see why Mantha was out. They were supposed to comment it after. I don't know if you saw it, but I think what we saw from the team was they worked hard. They created turnovers. And Giovanni Smith, he's big, he's tough, he can skate, and he goes to the hard areas and he gets points as a result. So I don't see any reason why you won't play this guy every single game.
Look, he's not a top six, I'll be honest with you. But I believe but what he brings to the table, what he has a specific role. Like you can see Islanders four line, those kind of Matt Martin and Wayne Simons now, everything like that.
He's
think
better than fourth
he
line,
can play to any team in NHL, not only Detroit because they have enough talent. I think he can accomplish a lot. I think you should use him more than what they use so far.
Listen, if you like Tom Wilson, if you like the 20-year-old Tom Wilson, why don't you like Giovanni Smith? You have the same player. He's 6'2", 6'3".
Maybe not the same quality hands, everything like that yet.
He can score, Pierre. He's always scored.
But again, my point is not there yet like Tom Wilson. He's a prototype, a player like Tom Wilson.
If you had a 20-year-old Tom Wilson made the team at 18. It's the same player. Tom Wilson now can score, but he could not score early in his career. It looked like he was just a tough guy.
Again, if they have a setup, we have a ladder to go all the way. Like Wilson started at the bottom. Now he played with Backstrom and Ovechkin. And you know what? He's not played there because his physical thing. He played there because he gave more space, more room for the two other players. And also he can carry on the puck, he can move the puck, he can also score. So it's all the quality together make him to play now with Ovechkin. Yeah. I think Smith is maybe a player like this if he give a chance. That's the only thing I'm concerned right now is the chance he can get from the Detroit. Right now, they have nothing to lose. To see Sam Gagner play or, you know what I mean? I've been honest with you, I'm impressed by Bobby Ryan.
Which day, though? It depends on the day.
But yesterday again, this guy have a really sniper shot. When he wrist shot the puck, oh my God, he's one of the top in the league about wrist shot. This guy have an amazing shot yesterday.
Way too often.
Yeah. So again, I think it was great to see them winning yesterday. I think it was good for the team because they just snapped a 9 game. I think no point. And the board or no win at the end of the day, but
I'll point out, Tom Wilson is a 94 birth year. So he came in 2012-13. His first year he had 3 goals. His second year he had 4 goals, 7 goals, 7 goals. So it took him a while, but they played him.
Yeah.
And I think Gio is the same thing. He's a big guy. He goes to hard areas. He's got soft hands, and he can skate.
Yeah.
You know,
He's not a bad player. I just feel like sometimes they try to use a player where some other people don't believe on them. Like, I think Shemnikov could have another opportunity over there, more what they do right now
why
compared
wouldn't
to
you
other
play that
players.
guy? I understand the injuries, but he's 6'3". He's got skill and he's got power. Trade him if you're not going to use him.
Yeah.
Rasmussen has no reason to be in the AHL.
I don't know. I like this kid, man.
It doesn't make sense.
I don't know what is wrong with him or what he does not do well. I don't know. I'm not follow him a lot. Sometimes players don't play because the defensive side or the physical
not
team
him.
like that. But I don't know. But I just like this kid. When I saw him at the beginning of the year, it was like he's big. He's a good stance on the ice. I just feel like you should have him give him more chance to play compared to have Nielsen and those guys like this. Star have a good game yesterday. Being on the D for them. He scored the first goal. He see the hole between players. He came down. He got a rebound straight on his plate. He scored. So it was pretty good to see Mark Starr score his first goal as a Red Wings player. So, but again, I think yesterday have a great game at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern time between the Flyers against the Washington. It was really entertaining game. It was 2-2 after 8 minutes, or at the beginning of 7 minutes, 52 seconds. Full goal, 2 on each. And I saw at that moment, I said, Ovechkin is going to get 5-6 points during the day. You know what I mean? He was everywhere. Backstrom's doing well over there with Wilson. But suddenly it became after the second period, Sean Couturier show the third period, scored 2 goals, the last one an empty net. Flowers pick up there. I'm impressed right now, during the beginning of the year, GVR. Like, he scored his 7 goal, his 7th straight goal. But the way he play, he make a goal. I don't know if you see his goal. Like, he have a square 2x2, and the puck was not straight. He was flooding over there. He sent like a no-goal ball, but he was only one spot, and he sent over there. Vanecek would look bad, get removed after the 4th goal of the 5th goal of the Flyers. They have a very bad day for the
Anderson did not look.
Anderson, you know what I mean? Like, it was his first time in this year. He was shaky. He gave a bad goal, the 5th of the Flyers, the winning goal between legs, a 5-0 over there. I'm not impressed by Carter Hart. He struggled more what I thought. I thought he's going to be good. We have a really difficult year so far. I think now it's 5-2-2, but his save percentage is low, and it gained over 3 point something per game. He not look the real Carter Hart. I know he's young. I know he's going to be fine, but still, he's not like, he's a little bit. I don't see
his numbers are bad right now, which is unlike him.
Yep.
Plus, I think not having a training camp is hurting him, because he's definitely a prep type guy. He's 5-2, but his 349, that's not going to work. I mean,
no.
He's got to be a lot better. I think he will be. He might need a little time. I don't know.
It was welcome back to Couturier. It was the first game back since his injury. So he was, you can see, to add him in the lineup, you can see now the chair, the role of each team, each break came at the right spot. You know what I mean? That line, GVR with Farabee and Lawton, is amazing. Lawton have a first hat trick with the Flyers in NHL. Farabee had 3 assists yesterday. It was just an amazing game for that line over there and overall. And, Capitals struggled. They lost the last 3 games, 2 against Boston, now yesterday against Philadelphia. And all 3 games, they came back. Other team came back and win this game. So they're missing right now Samsonov. And, you can see you have a couple of pieces over there. They are not solid in front of the net for sure. That's a big problem. Shara look slow and slower. He's there, but again, he got a 4 minute ice sick. You can see now the difference where he is right now at that moment. But he bring leadership inside that team. They miss also Oshie, TG is not playing right now for them. So that's another big piece of the puzzle for the Capitals Washington. But with a great start, 6-0-3, now they are 6-3-3. And, it became count. And the Flyers was struggle for the last week. Now they came back. So it's a good win for them. We have 3 more games. I don't know if you saw the dilemma and the game for Columbus and
Yeah,
Carolina.
yeah. I mean, it was a little. It's definitely not the type of game Tortorella wants to play, but the new guys look real good. I mean, Roslovic and Laine.
Yeah, did you see the bad call, the ref, and everything is going on around the league right now because the referee, everything like that?
I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if this is like intentional. Like, I can't figure it out. It's frustrating to the players.
Everybody right now.
It's ridiculous.
Everybody like Laine was like he said on TSN like this is a joke. Tortorella, he said I'm not going to start because they find me already.
Yeah.
Here. And everybody talk about this. It could be the old expert like Philman or Cervalli or Johnson talk about this. It was the biggest big mistake from the referee yesterday, and hockey have to suck it up about this moment right now. And Colin Campbell did something on the Twitter this morning. I did not follow up with this, but it was a big subject of this game. But it was really if you don't talk about that situation with the referee and the call and the offside and then chant the rule, everything like that, this game was amazing. If you follow this game, it was back-to-back games. So 1-0, 1-1, 2-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, until to the end. The third period, the Columbus get 6-4 at the end at Carolina. But again, Patrick Laine scored 2 goals for them. You can see the change. And also, I have to add one thing with Laine, Michael, is Roslovic. Now really 6 points now. He did give a chance. That's another guy where he was at the 4 line, sleep over there, and he was said, let me play. I'm going to show to you. And maybe to that. But now what he's doing with Laine over there, that's pretty good. But again, it was a great game I really like this game. You have a lot of more goal in NHL this year. It's another game with 11 goals. To be honest with you, you can see if you follow what you see on the website right now on the screen, it's 1-1, 2-2, 3-2, 3-3, 4-4. It's all the way like this until Fogel scored at the third period, I believe. Became 5-4, then 6-4, a goal. The Jordan Stahl on power play, and then Patrick Laine scored at 19 something to finish 6-5. This game, Max Domi scored his 2nd goal of the year. That game also, Vincent Trocheck doing well, 6th of the year for them. Trocheck have a great year so far, and honestly, I'm worried about Carolina for one reason. Reimer, he cannot carry on the load like he does right now, and he said, he win all the time, most of the win.
Still.
But look, he gives 5 goals yesterday and 16, 17 shots. At some point, this is going to beat the Carolina. They need Mrazek, or they need a better goaltender, or they need to give him a break, because right now, you know what I mean? If you can look at him, he not look great in front of the net yesterday.
He's not an everyday goalie, and I don't know Mrazek, do we know how long he'll be out with the thumb injury?
I think the last time it was 4 weeks. It was at Tomb. His thumb, he was hurt. So he get a surgery. So he was going to get there for 4 weeks. But again, overall, Carolina win, and they cannot win anymore like 2-3, 1-3-2. They have to score like 4, 5, 6 goals. Doug Hamilton scored his 1st goal of the year also over there. For Columbus, was all about Patrick Laine yesterday. And it's good to see him. It's good to give a little bit more offensive on the Columbus. And I think with him, Columbus have more chance to make the playoff now. I think they're going to find a way to make this. Yep.
Roslovic can play 2nd line center.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He might be better than Domi. He's bigger. He's got the same skill set. He's a point a game right now.
I'm not disagree with you. Maybe a little bit more patient with him and maybe more time. But it is a great statement right there about this kid. I like him, first of all, so that'd be a good thing about that. Let's move on with another game. It was the Dallas versus Chicago Blackhawks. And Mike, every time I see Blackhawks, I'm doing this. What the heck is going on over there? Listen, Blackhawks, they are 5-4-4, I believe, right now. They are amazing. They are my top 5 surprise team. Again, they find a way to win, and I don't know how. And I think the combination of Patrick Kane and Kevin Leskinen, but yesterday was Subban in front of the net. So
Was Stephen in yesterday? Wow,
Yep.
that's crazy.
Yep. So they find a way to win, and
He's
yesterday was they bring Cap with 2 goals, and they score only 2 goals. He scored
that's
an
all I need.
OT. They're hanging there. Dallas really struggled yesterday. They struggled the last 3 games. They lost against Columbus 6-3 during the week. But again, Pavelski is a little bit off right now, but Radulov doing well for them. And overall, I have to give credit to Chicago. We cannot, Dallas did well, but I think Chicago right now listen. You would tell me right now the record they have right now, I would not believe it. And they play against a solid team. Now, they did not play against the lower team all year long right now. They play against Dallas. They play Chicago. They play, you know what I mean? Like, they play versus good team, and they're hanging there. So we have to give credit to them. And Patrick Kane, he's amazing.
A superstar. I mean, we've seen it for years. Like, he's been wasted. Like, they've been wasting what he brings. Like, you look at his numbers the last 3 years. Like, is there anyone better? I don't know if there's more.
He's a top 5 in NHL. Sometimes you combine players with other players. Like sometimes like Crosby, Malkin, Kane, Toews, right? One Malkin is hurt. Crosby carry on the load. And it did not happen a lot between Jonathan Toews, Patrick Kane missing a lot of game, right? It's rare they miss a lot of injury for long term. And that's this first time really we see Patrick Kane carry on by himself, alone, carry on the boat and driving the bus, and he's doing well. We have to give him a lot of credit right now. It's not matter. You know what? We're going to show we can play, and they have a really surprise start of the year, to be honest with you, or after 13, 14 games.
He's almost had almost 500 points since 2015. Like, it's crazy when you think about it. Like, he's at the peak of his career. Like, his numbers are better than when they were winning cups. So,
and also, Mike, I think the key for him, or what we can call about Kane, consistency. It's rare. You have like a stretch of 7, 8 games with no point, no goal, or nothing. It's rare during his career. He's always been consistency to create a produce point night after night, game after game.
And let's think about last year. They knocked off Edmonton in the playoffs, and they played 9 playoff games. So that this is the thing of the guard. I think it's just the goaltending was our biggest concern, and maybe the D. But
right now, Leskin does very well. He carry on the team right now. I think Subban was his 3rd or 4th game of the year this year. The deal play a little bit better at what we expect for so far. I think we have to give credit to the head coach, Michael. I think Jeremy over there doing a great job. He's the youngest coach in NHL, 35, 36 years old. We have to give him credit also. It's not only Kane behind that. So a good performance for them, good game for Chicago and Dallas. Now I think it was the second last of the year. I think I don't know if you can go a little bit higher. I think you are 6-2-2 right now for Dallas. Now if you go on the scorer, that's fine. Don't worry about that. The next game, it was Los Angeles King against the Vegas Golden Knight. The final score 4-3 for Golden Knights. Great performance, Golden Knight. I believe me, I don't watch a lot of game. I think it was my 3rd time I watched the Kings. It was the best game of the year for them. They're
playing well.
They are hanging there. There was 3-2, I believe, for them. No, it was 3-2 for Vegas, but they tie up the game. Dolan scored his first career goal in NHL to tie the game 3-3, and then they shut down yesterday. Stone, Pacioretty, Carlson, Marchessault. If you look the scoring there, you can see all the bottom 6. Stephenson had 2 goals yesterday. White Cloud scored his first goal of the year, and maybe Riley Smith scored his 3rd of the year. But they could win this game because when you shut down the big gun of the other team, you have more chance to win. Of course, they're still missing Petr Jello or the COVID-19 at that moment. But I think we have to give credit for the Kings. But I don't know what's going on with Jonathan Quick, Michael. You have one of the worst player right now in NHL is Jonathan Quick. If you look his number, he have over 4 point something on the goal average, and I think his 86.9 is save percentage. If you look at that team, and you're excited about the rookies over there. You're excited about Peterson does and from the net. You're excited about is it Vilgardi or Vildari?
Yeah, Velarde is.
Yeah,
I mean,
uh,
played great again.
Kopitar have a great year so far. And we can go all the way. Dustin Brown, not that bad. You have 3 or 4 goals right now. Drody doing well. Overall, they're not bad team right now.
No, they're not.
Well.
They're not at all. I mean, I think Velarde, he's coming along.
Remember Andres Athenias, you have a good start at 7 games at 5 points. Now he's on the COVID-19. So they're missing him for sure. But again, if you look at Kempe, he scored his 4 goals of the season yesterday.
He's making a difference, Pierre. He looks really good.
Yep.
He looks like the Kempe we expected a few years ago.
Yep.
I think it's helping him playing on the wing, and he's playing with Velarde. Like Velarde is 6'3", he can skate, he wins faceoffs. He's a good playmaker, and he can really shoot the puck, and it's making room for Kempe.
And they miss also Walker at the defense, and he got a puck in his face. So that's another big piece over there. I don't know why Kaliev did not play yesterday. He played only 1 game.
Got 1 goal.
I was expecting him to play yesterday. Can you go down a little bit? I'm looking for you have another rookie there score his first goal. I remember.
Anderson? No, that's not. Jared Dolan Anderson is.
Oh, yeah. Freke, I don't know his last name. FRK. How do you pronounce it? Yeah, he came back yesterday, so he was his first game. That will maybe help their depth.
I think it will help. He can really shoot the puck.
So I think overall, we don't expect one to win, but it was great to see them perform like this again. A big game, a big team like Vegas. Vegas looking good. Leonard was back. Be honest with you, Fleury have an amazing season so far for Vegas. Leonard is shaky. He's over 2.90. Yeah,
he was talking to himself a lot.
Yeah. So
a couple goals and he was like skating around, shaking his head. So
exactly. I don't know. Did we miss a game? I think we talked about.
Yeah, we got Chicago, Detroit, Columbus. I think that's it, Pierre. We have Flyers. We got the Vegas game, Chicago, Detroit, and Carolina, Columbus, and we had 2 postponed games.
Let's go with the overall couple of news around the league. Scott Sabourin.
I'm going to give you the throne for a second, Pierre.
Okay, no problem. Let's move on with a couple of news around the league and the NHL. I'm going to bring to you. I'm going to look my notes, so maybe my eyes going up and down, but it's not a big deal. Scott Sabourin signed a contract with the Toronto Maple Leafs yesterday. The reason is a 2-way contract. He was only have 1 contract one way. It was on AHL. Now he signed a contract. The reason why the Toronto did that, first of all, they lost yesterday Wayne Simons. They expect 4 to 6 weeks. An injury happening Saturday night after he scored 2 goals for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So that loss gave a little bit more freedom on the salary cap for Toronto, and they have a chance to bring Sabourin, sign him as a contract. So the funny story behind this, if you don't know, he played a couple of games. He played many games in NHL, played for Ottawa Senator, have a really controversy situation with Austin Matthews a couple of years ago. So now they are on the same team, everything like that. So it was funny people was talking about this. So we know now Simon is out for a couple of weeks. Let's move on with Derek Ryan. Went on the surgery, right or left hands. I'm not remember. He's going to missing for the Calgary Flame for over 4 to 6 weeks. Also, that's another big loss for the Calgary Flame. We know Derek Ryan is not like the top, but he bring a lot on the bottom 6. He have a specific role. I think he's great on defense situation for the Flame, and so losing him, that would be like a big loss for them. We know the situation with him. Also, the Flame won a big game Saturday night against Edmonton Oilers 5-3. And everybody was watching this game because, what happened last year between Oilers and Calgary, Kachuk and Cation, and everything like that. It was very quiet at that moment between both players yesterday. We talked about the back call between the Columbus and Carolina Hurricane yesterday, the offside from Vincent Tracek and the situation the goal, everything like that. It's another story to follow up. I can't wait to see more about information about the from the league. Colin Campbell sent something earlier. I did not follow up. I'm going to follow up. We bring to you a little bit later during the day. If you want to talk about, I tried to find. Oh yeah, Simek got fined for $5,000 about his check in the back. We talked about this earlier. TJ Oshie is out of the lineup for the Capitals. He's a day-to-day injury. We're going to see with him what's going on more. The St. Louis Blues lost also Robbie Thomas for another 4 to 6 weeks. He went to the surgery, so he's put on the long-term injury list. Talk about the Edmonton Oilers a little bit earlier. They remove on the long-term injury reserve list their goaltender Smith. So we expect him to be back in the lineup the next couple of days.
That can't hurt.
Are you serious?
We have a question, Pierre, about the Calder Trophy.
You cannot hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you fine.
Okay.
We have a question about the Calder Trophy that was thrown up. I don't know if you saw that.
I did not see, because when I'm talking like this, I'm switching website to website. I just finished this. So Smith's going to be back in the lineup for the Oilers, and they're going to send up the taxi squad scanner. So I just want to finish with that one over there. Was the last news about that one over there. What's the question? I have a question about the Gold Fiddler Fit, the $5 million Offensive Player Award.
Yeah, so typically it's just the best rookie, and I think goalies have won it, defensemen have won it. It's not necessarily just forwards.
It's a good. First, it was a good question, Anthony. Yeah. The second thing I would say to you, compared to the MVP, right? The Hart MVP trophy, where it's most forward get that trophy usually, compared to a goaltender. I think the last 20 years, not many goaltender got it. I just remember Jose Theodore win it, but I don't know. I think he have another goaltender, but overall, this trophy, the Calder for the best rookie, go sometimes goaltender to the defenseman and on offensive players, honestly, forward. And you can see, I think Michael is showing right now the winner of the Calder trophy right there. It's pretty amazing when you think about that. You know, that's remind a lot of great players like Alfredson, Samsonov, Chris Drury, Peter Forsberg. I think remember when Peter Stastny win it? I think he was 27 years old.
Makarov. Remember, Sergei Makarov was 30.
So that year, it was the year where all the export players came join the NHL. But if we come back a little bit earlier, like Michael, like maybe 15, 16, 17, we lost him, but I don't know where he been. But Anthony, I think this trophy culture is open up to anybody.
User error.
So it's a good question, first of all. But I think you have a lot of players right now. You can look this year. It's not on one specific. We can talk about Leskinen for the Chicago Hawks right now. I think is the one we can talk. We talked at the beginning, Kaprizov, a little bit quiet at that moment, like Romanov. He was on the target at the beginning. Now he's a little bit more quiet. I think we have to look. If you want my selection right now, who's going to win, you have to go with Ottawa Senator, Michael, number 18, the German players. Yeah. Right now, he has already 4 goals. I watched the both game he played against Montreal.
Yeah, he's so good.
And in 10 years, I really believe we're going to see him and Fun Lafreniere.
Oh, probably.
It's sad to say that.
Probably. I mean, let's think about a couple things with Lafreniere. One, the way he's being used, because I believe he's got a lot more in the tank than we're seeing. I mean, I don't think this is, if he was in Ottawa, you would see a lot more from him. The second, though, is he is a year older. So he is an overager. And I think that always, kind of plays into it. Like, there's a reason that typically you look a little skeptically, but there's nothing wrong with Lafreniere, but Stuckey is just getting better and better and better.
But I'm just impressed the way where.
Oh, good.
Yes, I'm just impressed. Like, you can see him play. I was said to you, wow, he's going to be really a great hockey player for NHL. I'm kind of surprised with the dominant play he was during his crew that Martin never won the MVP award. You know, sometimes the people in front of you make you a better goaltender and look good. If you really look at the Martin brother save percentage stats, everything like that, you're going to be surprised sometimes where you know, the number don't show everything. I'm impressed by what he did. I know very well Martin. He was 18 years old player in Saint Hyacinthe when I was there. But you know, I think he have a great career, you know, overall with Patrick Roy. Just would like to know, man, Anthony, what you think about the game yesterday about the Florida Panthers. I still believe they can, and Michael will be agree with me. Florida Panthers cannot lose points against Nashville, Columbus, Detroit, and Chicago. If they losing, they will not make the playoff. They have to win those games. They lost 6-5 against Nashville Thursday night, and then they lost again yesterday against Detroit 4-1. And that's so important. Ken will talk about this. They cannot lose those games, and that will make something special about that at the end of the year that will count. Again, Michael, we all impressed by the beginning of the year, 6-1-2 today. But again, look what they play again. They play against Detroit, they play against Chicago, and they play against Columbus and Nashville. So they need to find a way what they're going to do against Tampa Bay, again Carolina and Dallas. And those games, they will need to get those points back when they're losing against the lower team. So that's what for me. So that's something I would have to check with the Panthers for sure.
Yeah, and so the Rangers drafting Alexis Lafreniere 2 years ago, it wasn't 2 years ago, it was this year. He was first overall pick this year. Do you think they might trade Capo? Absolutely not. No. I don't see why they would. Like, why would you? He's not even 20. Is he 19?
No, Capo is not. Yes, he's 19.
They're the same age.
He's on the COVID-19 protocol list right now. That's why he's missing game. Capo have an average year. I think he was not too bad at all. It's another one he's learning. It's not everybody coming to the league and they perform all the time. Look, Jack Hughes last year, right? Yep. You know, we look Nico Ershire first year.
Yeah, it's time, man.
It takes time to be patient with them. And it's not everybody. That's why I'm impressed by the German player from Ottawa, Michael.
It's so good.
He's go right away with it. You know, it's a special players. So I think Rangers, it's a team where they need to build 1-2 plays. Goaltender have to be a little bit better, and they need to find a better. They will have a difficult time with the contract of for the Rangers.
Then Kreider is. I mean, that's why they were probably talking about Kreider, right? Like, but you watch Kreider, man. I don't know why you would trade a guy like that. That's like trading Josh Anderson.
Yeah.
It's not much. I mean,
but again, you know what I mean? At the beginning of the year, I didn't expect too much about them.
Their D is terrible.
You know, their D struggle, and the Saga D'Angelo shake the team. I believe that's not right, and until they're hanging there, they will have to figure out for sure for that part over there. So, would be interesting about the fact, like you know, how they're going to respond, how they're going to go back for sure. I did around the league. I don't know if you have anything else you want to talk about the last 4 games. We have 6 games on the program tonight, to be honest with you.
Let's take a look.
You know, by the way, Sam Bennett scored his first goal last Saturday for the Calgary Flame. They gave him a chance to play with a top line, and he showed he can play, it look like, but he's still looking to get trade. It's not a bad pick.
He's a good player. I mean, when he came, so first of all, think about it. He played on that Marlies team going back to when they were 13, 14 with McDavid. And it's not like there was McDavid was great because he was playing a year up, but he could play with them at that age, which was something to say. And in the OHL, he was a top player, and he's got guts. And you look at his playoff performance, Sam Bennett raises his game even from the third line in the playoffs. And that's a special player. I think if you let him play, he'll get 20 goals, 30 assists.
Yeah. I agree with you about that one over there. The other thing we want to mention, they talk about maybe Toronto tried to look for Sam Bennett. But again, I'm not sure that could happen. They have to figure out. I think if they put them, they would like to put Kerfoot, but nobody want Kerfoot because his deal at $3.5 million. That's something like that. Just give you an idea, Michael, about the situation in Columbus next year. TCA RFA, Zed John UFA, Corpusello UFA, Werenski RFA,
Wait,
Max Domi RFA, Roslovic RFA, and Meslikin RFA.
wait, what? Did you just say Seth Jones is UFA?
Yes.
Oh, they're screwed.
After this season and after next season for Zed John is UFA.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So still, just give you an idea what Columbia have in front of them.
I thought you said like this coming. He was
No.
So they have a little bit of time, but I mean,
Yeah.
their history has not been good in this scenario. Like they're gonna have to back the truck up and pay Jones. He's their best player overall. Laine's their best forward. So I don't know what you do there, but I think you pay both these guys. Like you're what do you I don't know. You're not gonna keep paying Max Domi 5.3 and this guy 4.9. He's got to get like 8-9 million. He's showing he's an elite player. Seth Jones is probably 8-9 million. And you don't worry about it because they've always done it with Patchwork Quill. But those guys are going to want to play with other players too.
Exactly. That's something,
They paid Bjorkstrand 5.4. So, and he is very good. But, I mean, there's going to be some cleanup. You're going to see Boone Jenner, probably, you'll make a decision on Max Domi, but I don't see that. Nick Foligno is going to come off the books next year. Cam Atkinson, you'll have to make some choices there. I don't know. The young guys there are pretty good. I think the young guys everywhere are showing they can play if you let them play.
Definitely.
How good would Sam Bennett look in Columbus?
What is the value of Sam Bennett? That would be my biggest question.
Well, according to Calgary, nothing. I mean, they're burying the guy in the third line.
So why, do you trade a third-round pick for him if for them is nothing?
I think you'd have to give up a little bit more. I'm guessing that they are smart enough to understand his value.
That's my point. Like, what's the value for them?
I think it's at least a second and maybe a prospect, but I don't know. I mean, this guy was a 4th overall draft pick. They've never given him a chance.
Yeah,
he's their number 1 playoff point producer.
I think he have a good playoff last year when I did.
Great playoff every year, Pierre. This guy is a great playoff.
Yep. On the sadness part, I want to mention the pass away of the ex-NHL player, 83 years old, passed away yesterday from at the house from Ralph Backstrom. He's a player in Montreal. Play many years, 16 years in NHL, play many years with the Los Angeles Kings. If you remember him, wear number 6. I remember when I grow at a young age, I have his card. I always like his name, Ralph Backstrom. I don't know why, but I remember him. You know what thing I did not pay attention until I saw yesterday because I was not here, but he was 9 years, Michael, the head coach from the University of Denver.
Oh, I did not know that.
I know, me too. I was impressed by this. He decided to leave and stay in Denver rest of his life. If you look about his career, many years with Montreal Canadiens, and then he went to Los Angeles Kings. You can see that.
WAJ for quite a while. I didn't realize 5 years there. Too.
Great players. He scored 106 goals, 100 goals.
Well, in the NHL, he had 278 goals.
Yeah. So, but again, there's another one passed away. Talking about this, really, another bad, sad news yesterday is the loss of a shocking one, Pedro Gomez. I know it's
Wait, who?
Pedro Gomez in baseball. He's a reporter for ESPN.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, 58 years old, passed away, unfortunately, last minute, suddenly. But what I was impressive on Twitter, Michael, is like every players, many players in NH and in MLB talking about how he was with them, how he was so big smile, great person, talking about family, care about the players, and he was like on the Hispanic. He's a Cuban born person, came in Miami, grew up for nowhere with no English. And reached the ESPN part, and follow up all the Major League Baseball. He was really recognized a great icon for the game, first of all, for ESPN too, but also the how he was sharing his stories with the players, everything like that. It was really impressive for what the people was talking about him yesterday. 58 years old, father, husband, family. So really sad news. That show to us live is so sometimes it's so hard. You never know what could happen. So we don't know the cause of this situation. I don't think so. It's the COVID-19 because it's I heard like it was tweeted. He tweeted early in the morning. So I don't know exactly what situation. So just had two big lost people, sadness this weekend. We wish the condolences for the family for sure. But I just want to bring you to do that. Of course, we need to talk about the Super Bowl win, the Tampa Bay Bucks with the legendary icon, amazing quarterback Tom Brady won his seventh Super Bowl yesterday. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of football, to be honest with you. But it's great to see an athlete like Dana, 43 years old, continues to dominate the sport where he have a passion, and that's amazing for me. Let's now move on to the question, if you don't mind. Do you think Owen Tippett is going to be a dominant scorer? Perfect.
I think he's too slow, Pierre. I just don't see that jump in his game. I think Heponiemi's better.
I saw him yesterday, Anthony. I don't know if you went to the game, but yesterday I watched the game, full game. He played. First, he was not the starting lineup yesterday until the last minute. They bring him. He played third line, and then the game was not doing well, Michael. So they started changing line. He bring him on the top line with Barkov and Roberto. And I'll be honest with you, whatever is the third guy on the right side, it's no matter who you are, you're going to score at some point.
Yeah.
Barkov, Roberto, when they put together, the game's transformed so much. It's amazing. They got a 3-versus-1 yesterday. Barkov, Tippett bring it back to Barkov to Tippett. He did not score. The potential for him, I really believe right now, for me, it will be 15 goals. And he reached 20, it would be great. He has talent, skill. He's missing something. I don't know what. I don't know. He's missing something. I can't figure out yet. Still young. Was what, 22 years old? I don't know if you have.
Yeah.
What?
So I think you just got to be patient with him. He's a big guy. I feel like he's not an amazing skater, but he can really shoot the puck. And he's a heavy player. So I think eventually he'll be like an 18, 20 goal guy. He might surprise us. He's got capability of doing more like this is going to be a chance thing where if he gets opportunity, then he'll probably produce.
I really believe he can reach 15 to 20, Michael.
Yeah, I think so.
He need to play on power play.
He
need to bring him because I really like his night. You're right. You have a good wrist shot. But again, how old is he again?
21.
21, exactly. So you have a couple of good years in Syracuse, right?
Yeah. He scored at every level, Pierre. He's going to score at the NHL.
Yeah.
He just needs to gain the trust of the coach. I think Quenneville will pick his spots and help him develop, and he'll be fine. Like, you look at everywhere he's played, like the numbers are always there.
The only thing we're happening with where he could be, where the traffic in front of him would be a lot, is because they have a lot of rookies, Michael, in the system. They have a lot of rookies coming. You know that at some point they cannot bring like the 9 of them together, and they will have to pick up some players, and he may be doing at 23, 24. Maybe it's the one could be trade to get something back to them at some point. They're missing defensemen. They are not strong enough. Yandel yesterday showed exactly where he is not a top 4. I really like yesterday, Michael, and I don't know, Anthony, is still there. Nelson. I'll be honest with you. Montreal to be like this. Oh my God, we lost a really good player for nothing. Nelson, Michael, carry on the puck yesterday. Give him 10 games, 10 to 15 games right now. You're going to be impressive. He's going to be the top 4, and for the Panthers is a great pickup there. Just give him time. I really like what he did yesterday for the Panthers. Be honest with you.
Noah Juleson.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Noah, if he's healthy, is a top four.
He was carrying the puck, Michael, like amazing. Weger struggled a little bit for the Panthers yesterday. A lot of turnover puck. But I will tell you right now, I was impressed by Noah yesterday. I don't have a chance to watch him a lot, and obviously he did not play for almost like 2 years in
Yeah.
NHL. But he's a great pickup there. He's a great. He fit very well with the Panthers. We have to give credit. It's sad for the Montreal lose a defenseman, but again, Montreal have 7, 8 defensemen. By the way, they returned today Fleury and Puelin to the AHL. We know the AHL start last week. We did not talk about this. They start the season over there, so a lot of movement in AHL, up and down, taxi squad, everything like that. So it's happened a lot. You have to follow up every day about that. So I really like Noah.
As you probably know, Noah was our captain in Everett.
Yeah, you talk about this.
He will not have a better person, first of all. Like, what the heck's going on with this? There we go. No, he was great for Team Canada. He was awesome for us, and he's got a little bit of offense in his game, and he's tough, and he's a great teammate. And the issue with him was he got the puck to the eye, and it caused major problems, like a lot of kind of like concussion type problems. And it was really questionable what was going to happen. But I think if he's healthy and he's past that, you've got a top four defenseman. He can shoot the puck. He can carry it a little bit. He'll hit you. And he's a great, if you've got an offensive defenseman, he'll play the middle and hold the line for an offensive defenseman.
Yep. I agree with you. Just a couple of news before we leave. Kuznetsov, talking about the Capitals. He's back in the lineup. Should be back on tomorrow night. He's removed of the COVID protocol list. So still Samsonov on the list, but Kuznetsov, he's back now for the Capitals. That was good news for them.
Is that what you think that's happening?
I'm sorry again?
Well, we know they were out because they broke protocol, but are they actually testing positive? Is that why they're coming off at different times?
Yes, they was on the positive him.
Wow.
Yeah, still something enough for there. Because I'm getting all the information. The projected line for the Columbus tonight, Michael. Check this part, and it's a great trade. Laine left, Roslovic center number 1 with Atkinson on the right. The second line, Postrad with Tessier and Max Dominal on the left. Second line over there. So my point to you, their top 6 right now look better what it was before. For sure about that one. They also bring back Stenland and Kirko, and they put out today Koivu and Foodie out of the lineup for tonight. Both of them, they're going to play on the 4 line with Brooke Jenner. So I'm surprised Jenner is the 4 line right now. And Corpusalo is going to be on the starter goaltender. We have 6 games tonight. Islanders visit the Rangers. Carolina, of course, again, the Columbus, back-to-back game. The Oilers play Ottawa. It's another rock and roll game for tonight, maybe. Vancouver looking bad, play against Toronto. They lost their 4 game. They lost the last 2 games. That's the 3rd game and 4 nights against Toronto for Vancouver. And Tampa Bay versus Nashville at 8 o'clock. And also Arizona played a 4 game, Michael, again, the St. Louis Blues. And the reason why, because Colorado, Minnesota, there was out the COVID-19. They modified the schedule and gave more game for Arizona play already their game again, the St. Louis Blues. And after 3 games, Arizona win 2 of the 3 game again, St. Louis Blues, Michael. That's impressive.
They are a good team. I don't like them, but it's hard to discount. They have depth on all positions, and they got some impact players.
That's funny because they have 1 line.
They have 1 line?
That's Kessel, Storak, Keller, and Garland. That's the 4 players right there. They're doing amazing. They're missing still OEL. The great thing about that, Their goaltender is amazing. You can put Quimper
Yeah.
or Ranta. Ranta have an amazing game against St. Louis last week. They are strong, they're great. But again, if you look at, I forgot Schmalz over there.
Schmalz is well. Dvorak playing well. Like they've got some.
But again, if you look about this, like, you know,
Star.
Vdorak, Keller, Schmalz, and Garland. We're missing Cassell somewhere. He's not on the third line, but he's not there. They are the 5 player carry on that team right now. The rest is struggle a little bit more. But again, overall, I think we have, every time that's on the team, I shake my head. How they find a way to win. I think the head coach, Rick Tocchet, have a special recipes for the team, and they work on the system. But the goaltender, Michael, doing well. If one of the two was with Carolina, I think Carolina have a chance to win the Stanley Cup.
Absolutely. Kumper has been as good as any goalie the last 4 years, 5 years. The guy that I think we're not talking about is probably Chychrun. I think he's probably having his best year.
This is great statement. Scored 2 goals this weekend, and I'm happy you talk about him. He got hurt 2 years ago, and then he came back. But what Zeb John, Werenski, or those kind of young, or Quinn Hughes and Makar, or those young player defensemen, right? That's what he does for that team over there. I'll be honest with you. This is a great. I'll be honest with you. I'm glad you bring this point. I forgot about this. It's a great comments about that team.
His dad was Jeff, but
I'm sorry again.
I called him Jeff because his dad was Jeff. It's Jacob. Sorry.
By the way, Jeff, he does the game with a Fox Sport with Panthers, and he struggled a lot. He struggled like me. I struggle here with my English, but he struggled also behind the mic for them. But he's doing the best he can. He does this. He's sharing his job with Janowiski with Craig Minervini.
So I mean, this guy's 22.
Yep.
He played 5. This is his 5th season, Pierre, and last year he had 12 goals.
Yeah. Is it the year before he got hurt?
Yeah, well, 2 years before he played 50 and 53 games. So he started.
So the 50 game, the second time he played 50 game, I think he broken his leg.
Right. Exactly.
But since that, look his stats: 12 goals.
Good defenseman.
Yeah. No. I'm glad you bring this because we talk about it's a team hanging there a little bit more compared to the Los Angeles King and we talk that. But they play without OEL right now.
I know.
It's a big piece. Their captain, and he's the one carrying on the puck very well. If you turn that, so I'll give more chance also for Chychrun to play. But it's still at the end of the day, I think he's doing well over there. And it's another thing. I did my power ranking, Michael, yesterday. Is on a recording right now on the Hockey Nation Live show. You can see. I did it very well. If you have a chance to watch, that'll be great. You can see I make a movie, so everything like that is pretty good. Tomorrow, Michael, I'm coming back with a top 5 weekly. So the top 5 is the best surprise top 5 team, the worst 5 team, and also the best surprise players and the worst 5 players we're going to bring tomorrow, Tuesday. That's the club of 5. Hockey Nation Live show tomorrow. We're going to come talk about this tomorrow. And of course, the resume of the game of the 6th game tonight. And don't hesitate to subscribe to her YouTube channel, also on the Facebook page, and talk about like Anthony does every day with us. He loves to talk about this. And we like to have him to join us every day. But we invite you to join the conversation. We pop up sometime also on the new apps called can you come back at that? The question before that, can you please?
He's just saying, are we surprised at how dominant Martin Brodeur was during his career that he didn't?
Yeah, no, you have another question before that. Can you?
Well, it was just he asked to read that question.
Okay. Martin Brodeur, again, the MVP go all the time, Michael, to the forward, sometimes the D. But it's always been, I don't know. Can you pick up the MVP goaltender the last 20 years? You're going to surprise. I don't see many goaltender there.
The last guy in 2015,
Carey Price.
Yeah, in 2015, so it was like 5-6 years ago.
Yeah. And you have here to go all the way to Jose Theodore, I believe. So the last 20 years,
Hot,
Anthony, two
hot
goaltender.
back. I mean, Hasek was the best goalie on the planet for a long time there.
Yeah. But again, if you look about this, not many. And then think about this. If you really go deeper, my Anthony, the MVP, right? You talk about only 62 goaltender versus 500 forward versus 300 defensemen. So it's not easy to carry on your shoulder as a goaltender all year long. You have to have an exceptional years on stat and give a chance to the team to make the playoff, to go all the way beyond that. So it's not easy. When you get this for a goaltender, you have to give him a lot of credit. And you can see for the last 25 years, Hasek, Theodore, and Price did it. And now can happen a lot. And during those years, Michael, if you remember, Martin Brodeur played at the time where a lot of amazing, great forward was in the league.
True.
Defenseman. So it was not easy for him to perform to get that MVP because, you talk about the years Lindstrom, you talk about, Peter Forsberg and all those guys, the big players right there, I think Crosby was at that time also, I believe.
He was probably after, like, I think he was kind of like Brodeur was really big in the 90s, right? And then the early 2000s. It is weird that Jose Theodore would win and he wouldn't. But it is what it is for the era. I mean, they played that trapping system. They were all about the dead puck era. Maybe Lemaire should have been the Hart Trophy winner.
But again, if you look deep, I really believe his stats are not represent exactly who he is. I think, he did well, of course. I don't have to diminish his career. I think he showed by his shootout, and also his stats, But look about his goal against.
It's insane how good his numbers are, Pierre. I mean, his numbers are insane. It's pretty hard to dispute his numbers. He's definitely one of the greatest.
Yes, of course. You have what, 500? How many win?
Never had a single season above 2.
Yeah.
And he had a couple seasons at 1.88 and 1.89. Like,
yeah.
He's
and the one thing also we have to talk about him is the fact he was over how many years he played 70 games and plus.
Oh my God.
Right? It's not happening anymore.
67, 70, 70, 72, 72, 73, 73, 75, 73, 78, 77, 77. Like, it's insane.
Who was the golden door number 2 for him?
Who knows? I mean, it was oh my God, Corey Schwab for a while. It was Scott Clemenson for a while. It was like the Chris, what's his name? Kevin Week played 9 games. Look at that.
Yep.
Good for him. And then let's see. What was the other goalie's name? Mike Dunham. Mike Dunham was a good goalie.
Yes.
Mike Dunham was a good goalie. Peter Sidorkovich. That's the other guy I was thinking of. The Polish prince.
Yep. So anyway, it was a great show to reconnect everybody here. We love to talk about hockey. We know we try to grow this website and this YouTube channel. We sharing with your friends when you listen to us or you want to talk about this. Join us.
Corey Schneider came over. Was like, when was Corey Schneider?
Schneider came after that.
Like
Schneider got traded again, a 9-round overall pick from New Jersey to Vancouver. It came after the end of Brodeur, honestly.
He was there.
What?
He was. They did play together.
Yeah, but I think it was like 2 years, 1 year.
Yeah, like right at the end.
They opened up the door for Schneider, where he never became the goaltender he was with Vancouver, with the New Jersey Devils. A good point, Anthony. You talk about this.
Awesome. Look at that.
Where Schneider is right now.
What's that?
Where Schneider is right now.
The third stringer in Islanders, isn't he?
Yep. Yep.
He had a really bad hip surgery that he had a really bad injury. It was complete resurfacing of the hip. It was a lot of damage, and I think he's just never been able to recover from that.
A difficult time for sure. He never been the the Golden Door with their expectation for Lou Lamoriello when he played for him.
For so long. Like
Who got the trade for that? Is it this? They
Bo,
got Bozer,
Bo Horvat.
Yeah.
But I mean, his numbers were very good. He played a lot, Pierre. He just, he was definitely a top goalie. I mean, look at his numbers. Like, he's not a bad goalie. It was a bad era in New Jersey when he was there. He got buried in Vancouver behind Luongo. The GM, who was the former agent, I'm blanking on his name now, but he traded that first pick and got Bo Horvat. And people were like, what? But Horvat's obviously turned out pretty good.
It was Lou Lamoriello.
No, it was Kelly, or
it was Lamoriello did it.
Well, no, in New Jersey.
Yep.
But in Vancouver.
Oh, Vancouver. It was not Trevor Lindell.
No. He was the hockey agent. Why is it not just show me the list of agent of prior GMs? Oh my God. What was the guy's name?
I'm not remember.
He was a hockey agent and he became the GM.
One thing we're still looking at waiting is the GM for Pittsburgh Penguins. They shrink their list around XR. I cannot believe it. Kevin Weeks is still there with John Ferguson.
Mike Gillis. That was who made that trade, and they vilified him for it, but that's still paying dividends. Ron Hextall should be in the NHL. If you look at what's going on with Philadelphia, like, how many of those players did he not bring in? He brought in everybody.
I agree with you. Whatever the rivalities or the fact, like, Flowers, Penguins, everything like that, you don't like those stuff like that. You have to go over it. Say, you know what? We need to select the best GM at that moment. I really believe he's the one right there. They should be there.
I mean, he got Connect Me late.
He got a lot of good players over there. He got a lot of
drafted. He signed Van Riemsdyk. He drafted Lindblom. Did he draft Patrick? I think he did.
Yes.
But
that team, Michael, for the first one now, 80% came from Ron Hextall.
All Ron Hextall. He drafted Carter Hart.
Yep.
And I think this is like a carry. Obviously Martin Brodeur. Roberto Luongo was junk, but compared to Brodeur, come on.
By mile. Yeah, it's like,
a question.
It's just Roberto Luongo did have it, but at the flip side, Luongo never had a chance to play with a great hockey team.
What? Look at that. Vancouver made the final.
But fact, like, he never been like, look, he was drafted by the Islanders.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. He went to Panthers, where the Panthers have maybe not their best year in the NHL the first time he came there. Then he come back to Vancouver. Was the year he was there, 2011, I believe, when they make the final, the conference final, something like that. And then after that, not said he's not a great goaltender. I started very well, but you don't have that kind of the chance what brother have in front of him. That's my point.
I mean, he had his era in Vancouver was a great era. I mean, they had some pretty awesome teams, which I never liked.
Was the year what Marcus
Naslin. Brendan Morrison was there.
Yeah.
Bertuzzi was there.
Yeah, and that said, like, if you compare two players like this, I just feel like Luongo never had that kind of quality team like brother have in front of him.
Yeah.
I mean? Like, no, it never happened. Like, look at then when he was in Florida, and look at those. I think at the end of the day.
Just for a sec. Oops, where'd it go? There it is.
I'm not sure about this one. Dominic Hasek would be dominant today. at that time, prim, because the hockey is different like when it was. So it's really difficult when you compare an area versus another area. Be honest with you, Anthony. I don't like the comparison because of that, because you never know. It's like, what Wayne Gretzky will do today compared was like 25 years ago, 30 years ago. Same thing with Ashek. I think we should always leave their dominant time or the prime time they play their area that way. Because at the end of the day, what Yari Kuri will do right now, Paul Carrier will do, Mario Lemieux will do right now, compare was before. You never know. You have too many factors, too many things. The rules was not the same. The way the referee does the game now, the time of the fighting versus the physicality of the game was different, and we can go all the way that way. It would be very difficult to go that way. So it's very difficult for me to compare area versus area or player versus players. It's very hard for me to compare. But good question, Anthony. We like to having you here. I think it's fun to have you join us talking about hockey. Have a great question. We appreciate your time. Michael, I don't know if you have anything else to add on that great edition of the show today.
Nope, got to go do some work finally.
Yeah, definitely. Sure it was good to talk about hockey today. Come back and find a way, to find a way. Whereas, have a good weekend hockey for sure. Hopefully the team will be better on COVID-19. We know the NHL makes some different rules about the COVID-19 situation. Hopefully the New Jersey in a bad situation with 19 players on the COVID. Colorado have 6-7 like Minnesota, and hopefully it will be felt more healthy and more fun to see that. I'll be surprised everybody plays 56 games. So when you do your power ranking or you're looking for the player for the team stat standing, look about the average number and not only the points right now, because that's, I think, at the end that's going to define the position number 1 to 8 of each division.
Yeah, so my opinion on the Hasek, I think, is what Anthony's asking about. Hasek would still be a top goaltender. The style and the level of play, though, is definitely different than when he played. It was very much the dead puck era. Now the speed and the talent of the players and the effort to change the obstruction in the game. I'm not saying that necessarily helped him, but it didn't hurt. I think Hasek, though, in the end would be like Gretzky, which is his numbers might be different, but he would figure out a way to compete because that was his thing. Like, he just was not going to let the puck.
So what I like from your comments, Michael, like Michael, is maybe one the right thing for me when I try to. I don't like to compare area to area. I don't like to compare players, but a player dominate at any moment and any time in hockey. They're always going to dominate at any moment and any time in hockey. So what Gretzky did, what Ashek did, what Brother did, or Lemieux and all those great players, you can go with Gordy or Bobby or they will dominate if they play in 60, 70, 80, 90, or 2000. They are born with front talent. They grow with skill, talented to play hockey player. And whatever is area, they will adapt. They will be flexible. They will figure out to dominate again the time they will play. That's for me. That's the end of any time when you compare players at that area time versus another time. That's where they are. What I mean? Wayne Gretzky not going to what I like for your comments, the number will be different or the different thing, but at the end of the day, they will dominate at any moment when they will play hockey at any time or area and a story in hockey.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I agree with you. I just not like to compare an area versus another area. You have too many different things, the fighting, the physicality, you talk about the big, the bully street in 70s and, the dominate in Montreal. And then you can go with Islanders and you can go with the Edmonton. And after that, you can go with Detroit, Red Wings. If Lindstrom would be more dominate right now compared 20 years ago, I don't know. The only thing we know, Lindstrom would be a great top defenseman in NHL. And 2020 versus 1990, it would be the same thing. Denis Potvin would be the same kind of players today it was in 80s at the end of the day.
Yep, I agree.
So, that's my answer to you, and that's the thing. It would be the best thing to do. Anything else, Michael, before we leave? I'm going to see you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Have an amazing, great Monday. Don't forget, 6-game NHL tonight, and I will see you tomorrow, 11 o'clock Eastern Time. Have an amazing, great day, everybody.